I'm Mike Bowers. I'm talking pictures this morning with a man who's outside the Beltway but definitely inside the palace, Jack the Insider, blogger and well-known royal watcher for The Australian. Welcome to the program, Jack.
G'day, Mike. If I could stand up, I'd curtsy for you.
And a fine curtsy it would be
It would
too.
be beautiful.
I reckon you'd know all the royal protocols, wouldn't you?
Indeed, I know them like the back of my hand, which you actually never show the Queen.
She arrived in Canberra this week and you know, they reckon in 54 when she got here, 3/4 of Australia saw the royal couple on their first visit.
Times have changed, mate.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. And so has the Queen too. She doesn't look as sprightly as she does on the $5 note, but she's doing her best.
Well, look, for an octogenarian, she's doing pretty well, isn't
wonderful,
she?
Wonderful, yes.
Wasn't it wonderful to see our Governor-General meeting the Queen and the Prime Minister, all females? I'm told even the Lieutenant Colonel of the Federation Guard was a female.
It's four, yep,
So,
the sisters. The sisterhood is alive and kicking,
Absolutely, and look, aspiring young men can all look forward to growing up and being women.
They're role models to all young blokes everywhere.
One person gave her a little toy dog, which ended up in Julia's hands. She was waving it as she left in the car. And apparently some wag suggested that it looked a bit like Bill Shorten.
Well, it's probably just a little bit taller than Bill.
Yeah, and the dog doesn't drool as much as Bill does. This is his mum-in-law, after all. So,
Yes, indeed,
you know.
yes. Oh, look, Bill's very vice-regal these days.
Lovely little Kadelka. He's got the Queen coming off the royal plane saying the leader of an institution increasingly irrelevant to modern Australia meets the Queen.
Just a magnificent cartoon. Well done, that man.
Well done, that man. Just Mark Knight, who is on fire with the drawing of the Virgin Queen, our own Julia, with meeting the Queen, and Tim saying, I'm a hairdresser by trade, what do you do?
Shotgun. Someone bring me my shotgun. I said, Phil gets a lot of very bad press, of course, but if you grew up in his family, you'd be in much more strife than he is. His mum used to wear a nun's habit and held dinner parties for Invisible Jesus. And his uncle, Alexander of Greece, King Alexander of Greece, was killed in a scuffle with poison monkeys. I'm not kidding.
Really?
I am not kidding. So really, he's done extremely well for himself. When you think about that sort of family.
You really are a Windsor watcher, aren't you?
I am indeed, yes. I know them very, very well.
There's a beautiful David Rowe who's got Tony Abbott as Sir Walter Raleigh, of course, who's doffing his mantle upon the ground so she can walk dry shod across the Republic.
Very good thing that Her Majesty has such dainty feet. Otherwise, she's only just going to step on the Speedos. That's all she's got, really. Very brief they are. This is beautifully drawn. This is the gold coach. Yeah. Look at Philip there, and look at Her Majesty. She looks wonderful. It's a beautiful piece of drawing there. And look, there's just so much of it.
Malcolm Turnbull.
It's like Sergeant Pepper's, this cartoon. There's just so much to look at.
The Republican going, oh. I did but see her totter by. So, Jack, you'd be following Betty Windsor over to Perth?
Well, some would call it stalking, Mike, but that's for the courts to decide.
Would you like to throw back to ABC royalty?
I would indeed. It's back to you, Barry.